Welcome to New Minds Learning Center. My name is Beryl Mohammed. My students call me Miss Beryl. And if you're struggling with math, this is the place for you. We are all about how-to math videos, tips, and easy solving methods. So if you want to know how we're making math easy, keep watching.
It's like every day.
If it's your first time here, welcome to the class. If you're returning, I appreciate you coming back. This video that I'm about to do today is about multi-step word problem, and it's to do with fractions. And when I say multi-step, that means it's not just going to take one step to get to the actual answer. You have to do several things to solve this actual problem. Watch this. Today I'm doing a multi-step problem, and it involves fractions. All right, so let's take a look at that. So here you have a question that is dealing with a few fractions, and I say multiple step because you obviously have to do a few things before we actually solve it. So let's take a read of this question. So Joel has a goal to practice his clarinet for 4.5 hours per week. The list below shows the number of hours Joel has practiced so far this week. So what has he practiced so far? Monday, he did 1.5 hours of practice. On Wednesday, he did 1.25 hours. And on Thursday, he just did an hour. So the question's now asking, how many more hours does Joel need to practice this week to meet his goal? Now, if we look at our word problem language, we can see here how many more means to subtract. So we know we're going to be subtracting something. Okay, so that's the first clue. Now, this is his total. 4.5 weeks is the total. So we know that the answer is going to be less than 4.5, obviously, right? So Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have to add these total hours that he practiced for those 3 days, and then subtract it from the total hours of him practicing his clarinet, right? So where should I do it? Let's do it down here, right? Wait, it says show your work. So we have 1.5. All right, then we have 1.25. And then we have 1 hour there. Now, if you look at this, and they want it in hours, right? So we know we're looking at time. We need to put it in a time format. All right, so this one plus this one plus this one. So we know we got 3 hours here, right? So at least we got 3 hours. Now we have a half an hour and a quarter of an hour. So we know that half an hour is 30 minutes, right? I hope you're all in agreement here. And a quarter of an hour is 15 minutes. Yeah? Okay, so then now we're adding this 30 and this 15 to make 45, right? So 3 hours and 45 minutes, right? So 3 hours and 45 minutes we're going to put here. So what's our next step then? So the next step, like I said before, is to take this time, the practice time that he did, away from the total time to see how much more time he has left to practice for the week to meet his goal of 4.5, right? So let me move this paper up a bit because I'm going to do a little bit of a subtraction here. So here we're going to do, let's do it here. So we're going to say 4 hours and 30 minutes, right? And we're going to take away this 3 hours and 45 minutes. Now, put my little subtraction sign there. When you're doing this, you have to be a little careful because this is time, and you have to keep that in mind that you are subtracting time. So 30 minutes take away 45 minutes, we can't do that, right? So it's just like you're borrowing or you're regrouping from the hour side. Now, if you're taking an hour off here to help the minute side, you have to convert it to minutes. Don't forget that. So this is going to be left with 3 hours, but then this 1 hour that we're borrowing from here is going to become 60 minutes. So now we have to add this part here. So now this is 60 plus 30. So now we have 90 minutes, right? Take away the 45 minutes, right? So let's do that over here. So 90 minus 45 Well, it's going to be 45. We know that because 45 and 45 is 90. But for working out sake, we're going to do a quick subtraction here. And obviously, like I said, we get the 45. So we have 45 minutes here. Right. And then obviously there's no hours left. Let's just put that there for working out purposes. OK, so we have 45 minutes. But if you look down here on the end of the paper, it says hours, right? So they don't want you to put 45 minutes, but what is 45 minutes in hours, right? It's 3/4 of an hour, because 15 minutes plus 15 minutes plus 15 minutes is going to give you 3/4 of an hour. That's 45 minutes. So for this answer here, you would put 3/4 hours, right? So I'm going to put that up here so you can see the whole page. 3/4 hours. There we go. And that, my friends, is how you would do this question. There you go. Any questions about it, please ask below. If you have another strategy, please share. And of course, I will see you again in another math video. Thank you for watching. So what did you think? There were so many layers to this question, wasn't there? You had the fractions that was related to time. You had you had to know how many more means to subtract. And then there was all the other parts that you had to put together. So what you have to remember about time, and I had to make that very specific in the end, is that when you're subtracting time, you have to understand that there's the 60 seconds is the minute, and then the 60 minutes make the hour, so that when you're regrouping or you're borrowing from the hour side, you have to remember that you're doing time. That's why I had to really specify that and make it really important to stand out at the end of that video. So let me know what you think. Did you understand the question? How would you have solved it if you were to solve it? Would you solve it any differently? Let me know in the comments below. And your homework assignment is to, apart from that one, is to comment, obviously. Please like the video and give me a big thumbs up, and also subscribe. Yes, please go ahead and press that red subscribe button and the notification bell so you will know every time I upload a new video, which is every Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time in another math video. Class dismissed.